Well, hello and welcome to our online guided meditation. I'm Reverend Dr. Keith Cox, the spiritual leader for the Center for Spiritual Living, Los Angeles. And if you're listening to this at a later date than when it was recorded live, thank you for finding us and taking the time in your life to settle in and be reminded of that power within that we call Source. And if you're here live this morning, on a Wednesday morning in chilly Los Angeles at 8 a.m. I honor you and appreciate you for taking the time to engage in your journey of finding your personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. And so the time that we spend together during this time of meditation is an opportunity for each of us to go deep within our mind and our heart and our soul and to just allow that power, Source, to rise up within us and nudge us with an image or a sound or words, or just simply at a later date, something that is the outward reflection of the stirring up of the soul during this time. And so I trust that we've each found a place to be during this meditation where we're comfortable, a place where we're seated upright, feeling the energy tug of the universe as it pulls energy down from our spine down through our root chakra, while at the same time elongating our spine and pulling energy up through our crown chakra. All one activity which seems to be opposing, but yet it's the one activity of the rhythm of life. So allowing yourself to get centered and anchored in this physical location. I invite you to slowly close your eyes as we step into the pattern of breathing during this meditation, which I will share with you now. Inhaling through the nose, we'll count to 4, holding to a count of 2, and exhaling out through the mouth through the count of 4. Let's try this together. Ready? Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding. Exhaling 1 out through the mouth, 2, 3, and 4. Repeating this and allowing yourself to go deeper. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now just feeling that rhythm. Inhale. Holding. Exhale. Just continuing this pattern of breath. With each inhalation and each exhalation going deeper and deeper into that internal darkness. Into the soul as accessed by the mind. Here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Los Angeles, we are continuing with the season of nonviolence. And the theme for this week is courage. So the purpose of this meditation today is to have each of us go to that place within us where courage exists, tapping into it, making a commitment to live from this place and to release anything that is contrary to it. In an article written by Brene Brown, titled "Courage is a Heart Word," She writes, "Courage is a huge theme in my life. It seems that either I'm praying for some, feeling grateful for having found a bit, appreciating it in other people, or simply studying it. I don't think that makes me unique," she writes. "Everyone wants to be brave." After spending the past 10 years interviewing people about the truths of their lives, their strengths and their struggles, I realized that courage is not something we have or don't have. It's something we practice. And thankfully, something we can teach and model for our children. So just taking a moment to tap into any strengths or struggles in your life at the moment. Breathing in the opportunity to view that from a new perspective during this meditation. And remembering, as Brené Brown tells us, courage is something that we practice in life. Inhaling together, holding, exhaling, we'll continue. The root of the word courage is cor, the Latin word for heart. In one of its earliest forms, the word courage had a very different definition than it does today. Courage originally meant to speak one's mind by telling all one's heart. Over time, this definition has changed, and today, courage is more synonymous with being heroic. Heroics are important, and we certainly need heroes. But I think we've lost touch with the idea that speaking honestly and openly about who we are, about what we're feeling, and about our experiences, both good and bad, is the definition of courage. Heroics is often about putting our life on the line. Ordinary, everyday courage is about putting our vulnerability on the line. And in today's world, that's pretty extraordinary. Inhaling together, we let that sink in and take root. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, and 4, holding. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, and 4. Reconnecting to that place within us of our strength and struggles. We give ourselves permission in this moment to be vulnerable, not only during this meditation, but as we engage in the everyday activities of our life. Vulnerable from the perspective of speaking our truth with deep faith that the law of life must propagate good from this. Realizing that speaking from this place is not putting our life on the line. It's engaging in the divine, expressing itself in a new way through us. Maya Angelou writes, "Courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. You can practice any virtue erratically, but nothing consistently without courage." Meaning that for us to express these virtues, to practice them, the virtues of life, virtue being synonymous with qualities of the divine, that which is our divine nature, to be consistent and persistent in revealing our divine nature requires being vulnerable, living from the heart, and speaking our truth with faith. A definition for virtue in this context is the quality inherent in a person or thing. So let's just take a moment and breathe in an awareness of our persistent and constant practice of living from the qualities that exist within us. Inhaling, 3 and 4. Holding, exhaling, 1, 2, 3, and 4. As I remind you of the qualities that exist within us, our divine right, our divine nature, they are peace, power, beauty, joy, light, life, love, and wisdom. Asking yourself in this moment, relative to each of these qualities, do you approach them with strength or with struggle? Do you allow yourself to be vulnerable and engaging in peace or power, beauty, joy, light, life, love, or wisdom? Letting this meditation today be a time of communing, conversing with the divine, with yourself, giving rise to a greater expression, albeit vulnerable, every step of the way. In the everyday aspects of your life, to express and to experience more and more of each of these qualities. Remembering that it indeed takes courage to live from the heart. As we inhale together, 1, 2, 3, and 4, holding. Exhaling, we open ourselves even more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Aligning ourselves with the quality of the divine that is known as peace. Remembering the acronym for peace is purposeful energy, activates conscious evolution. we using our energy both in a vulnerable sense, but in a purposeful sense, to align our consciousness more and more with our divine nature, ultimately revealing life's experiences filled with peace, no matter the circumstances. To do that requires power. The acronym for power is presenting one's wholeness enhances reality. Meaning that as we approach life from our divine nature, our life's experiences, our reality, are enhanced as a result of this purposeful energy. Being steeped in approaching life courageously from this perspective, not erratically but consistently, requires courage. But remembering in that place where we know that this practice must then bring to us and through us more beauty. Beauty in the external, and that what we see through our mind's eye, our human's eye, is a reflection of the nature of the divine. Whether it be in a cloud in the sky, or physical attributes of a human, the wiggle of the tail of one of our beloved pets, which brings a smile to their face and ours. That inner peace and calm that comes from living a life courageously, feeling beauty, which moves us then to joy. We know it when we see it. We know it when we feel it. And we know it when we're emitting it. The acronym for joy is just open yourself. So we breathe in together, 1, 2, 3, and 4, holding. And as we exhale, we just open ourselves more and more. 1, 2, even out, stretching our arms if need be, opening ourselves. 3, and 4. In this moment, as we stretch our arms out, opening our chest, opening our heart, we're reminded of the life force within us. Life being a quality of the divine, remembering to live the life we desire requires courage, requires opening our heart. It requires speaking our truth, and it requires being vulnerable. That is practicing this virtue consistently, this quality that exists within us, which can only be enhanced by expressing it. Which stirs up within us the light of the divine. Reminder of the source of all power. And by choosing to live in this manner, our pathway is illuminated in a new way. Letting the light of the divine guide us as it dispels any darkness both in the external and the internal world. remembering they're the same world. But to live systematically and from a practical, practicing perspective of this requires courage. And we own it right now. Take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Remembering, holding. There is love within us. We exhale. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Moving to the next quality of love. Not simply in human terms, but the definition of love by the divine, which is the self-givingness of spirit, whose desire is to create more of itself the only way that it can, which is out of itself. And so to live in a systematic, committed practice of this engagement of love, the act of the divine, magnifying itself, requires courage. Maybe even a sense of bravery, but certainly a sense of being vulnerable. But remembering that the last quality of the divine is that which knows how to guide us if we but listen, hear, and follow, and that is wisdom. And so tapping into this quality, allowing the wisdom that is inherent within us to be the guide, that moves us in the direction as we listen to it, being vulnerable to move into those spaces that may feel a bit uncomfortable, both externally and internally, but trusting this is our journey of finding our personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. Remembering that it is through this spiritual awakening we become empowered of knowing who we are as complete expressions of the divine. And so we courageously, purposefully, and intentionally live, act, breathe, react, and interact with life from this place. From the heart. Speaking one's mind by telling one's heart. Today is the day. As we inhale together, 1, 2, 3, and 4, holding. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just letting it all take root. Feeling the joy already within us of this being made manifest through us. Living courageously. Expressing heartfully. Living lovingly. And trusting being vulnerable. Today is the day. 3, 4. Holding. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, and 4. In our mind's eye, seeing this meditation literally taking roots into our soul. Seeing those roots as if they were the tree of life going deeper and deeper and deeper into our soul. And as they take root, giving us strength to live life from this place of being vulnerable, of speaking our heart. We now see in our mind's eye this tree emerging from the soil, this tree of life that is equally as tall as the roots are deep. Allowing this tree that is rising to the sky as a symbol of our rising up to live from this place of speaking from our heart, of being vulnerable, of letting out the qualities, the virtues of the divine that exist within us, with purpose and intent. And as this tree rises to the sky, we begin to rise from this meditation, letting this tree of life be a constant and consistent visual before our face as we maneuver our everyday life, reminding us that we're not just simply moving in the external world, reflecting or deflecting what comes at us in life. We are grounded in, rooted in, secure in the oneness of life, rooted in peace, power, beauty, joy, light, life, love, and wisdom. And so as we maneuver our everyday occurrences, we not only bring forth and express these qualities, but we have the flexibility and the strength of the tree and the branches and the leaves to move as need be, but to stay strong, reaching into the sky, letting the light of life guide us every step of the way. We inhale 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as we hold it, we extend our arms outward. As we exhale together, 1, 2, bringing our hands together in prayer position, 3 and 4, placing them on our own physical heart, or the space in our chest where our heart exists, opening our eyes, leaning forward, bowing in namaste, remembering that the God in me sees and experiences the God in and as all before me. Bringing our hands back down to our lap, our eyes wide open, our backs erect, feeling that continuous tug of the energy through our crown chakra as well as our root chakra. We step forward from our heart, meeting and reading this day, ending this meditation as we say together.
And so it is.
So it is.